I'm Natalie and I'm a category manager at Red Bull.
Hi, my name's Dee Sadani. You're in Stoke Packmoor Store, One Stop. I've been here 3 years, so the store's still relatively new and it's still going through some small changes, but important changes for the community and for the business.
So the soft drinks category is obviously really important for you. How do you think that that's changed recently, and have you kind of put in any measures to help grow that?
Energy drinks have been growing year on year. There's a lot of variety now, and there's a lot of price points. And what we tend to find in stores, people tend to buy an offer.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then you've got the people who are branding. So there's that. The other shift we've seen is the trend in water. That has just grown year on year as well. So carb drinks are not, they're stagnant, they're flat. So I think the two growth areas has been water and energy for us in the store.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that we're seeing across the total category as well.
Yeah.
And how do you find that soft drinks can cater to the different missions in a shopper journey, and how are you making sure that you're catering for all of those missions?
So we tend to find first thing in the morning between 7 and 9 on the way to work, we'll find energy drink, really go out in the morning because that's your boost for the morning caffeine hit. We'll find between 10 and about midday, we'll sell carbonate drinks. Yeah. Midday to about 2 o'clock, again it'll be water and energy drinks. Come 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock on the way home, energy drink seems to be the biggest driver, because I think you've had a long day at work and it's your pick me up.
Everyone needs that.
Yeah, and I think that tends to be the common trend in my stores I've seen, and we can see that by data analysis, and that seems to be a constant thing. So we ensure that the peak time, especially dinner time and on the way back, that certain categories are definitely full.
And I see you've got these new shelves in here. Talk about how that is helping to kind of cater for the shoppers.
So we installed this about a year and a half ago, and it was mainly for our own purpose. So it was a customer facing project in the sense that a customer always gets a cold drink. So the team actually turned this around and fill from the back. So the customer's always getting a colder drink. It helps with rotation, but that wasn't the main reason. It was because in the summer, you could never keep up with cold drinks. Now, we can keep up with cold drinks all the time. It was a good project to install. We lost one can or one row on each shelf, but that actually helped us actually look at our data and streamline products that weren't selling. So where we had 5 facings of a product, maybe let's make it to 3. So we compensate. So 9, 10 SKUs came out of the range when we did this installation.
And when you were looking at that data, how did you kind of decide which SKUs to cut out?
Well, there was a lot of repetitive. So you'd get, let's say, a water, you'd get it in 2 different sizes. So like a small, a pet, and a large. So we sort of said, well, look, the small doesn't actually add value to the customer, and we found the bigger bottle was a better profit margin as well as a better seller for us.
And still making sure that you're kind of reaching all those shopper need states as well.
Yeah, that's it. Keep the range, but condense it a little bit.
Perfect. And do you want to talk to me a little bit more about how you're hoping to help with some of those occasions? I know you mentioned kind of the evening occasion.
Yep. So we're changing our mission a little bit. So we've got our morning mission in the sense of a breakfast deal. Our lunchtime menu is literally a meal deal, and they're all next to each other. But then what we're missing in this store is like the evening take-home bit. So we're changing our chilled range, if I walk you around here. So our average waste per week is around about £560 in this chilled range. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this doors, as you can see we're starting to do it now. This is all going to be 2 litre drinks with water at the bottom, and the top 20 SKUs will go into that fridge. All this will move down, so we're condensing it to give us a better shelf fill, a better look, a better personality. So in the evening, someone can come in, pick up their product for the evening and pick up a cold drink. So that's what we're hoping to change the mission over the next, today they're starting. So over the next 2 weeks, I'll analyse that data and see how it works out. We think it'll actually add 15% to our category.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think people sometimes don't forget a cold drink. They don't forget, they forget the drink. So this is now offering them a cold drink, and we've become known for it as well.
Definitely.
So that's what we're hoping. So 15% is what we're looking for a gain on.
Amazing. And I think definitely as we move into summer as well, that will be a really important occasion for people who are buying for picnics, barbecues, to have a larger serve ready to go.
Yeah, that's the idea.
How do you find that meal deals help drive value into the category, and do you see a big uplift through it?
So in One Stop we have a meal deal, which is the main, a snack and a drink. So So literally for £4. So here's an example. We keep the Red Bull large one in here deliberately because it adds value to the customer's journey. So that on its own is £3.30. So a customer can pick up that, any of these sandwiches and a snack for £4. They nearly save £4 by that deal. And Red Bull large seems to be our biggest seller, hence why we give it the facings in here. Less money for us, but the thing is value for the customer, and that's what you want to hook them on, the value for the customer. Then what we're going to be doing soon, we're going to be launching our own delivery app through Snappy. So currently we use Uber, Just Eat and Deliveroo, and it's not working for us. So we're going to be launching Snappy. The catch here is, there's no catch, the customer gets free delivery. So literally, they can have minimum spend £10 and they can get free delivery. So that's why we're hoping that these meal deals for the morning, for lunch, and especially the evening, and the frozen deals will come into play, and we'll find that adds value to the customer. Because if we can offer value customer locally without them leaving their door, I win, they win.
And do you think it will help bring in new customers to the shop?
Definitely, because there's people that can't drive. There's OAPs who come up but can only carry back one bag. So there are challenges around people coming to the store. So this way we're going to them with free delivery.
Amazing. And do you think that will help add value to the total store as well?
So yeah, I think at the beginning we'll be losing money because while people get used to it, we'll be doing these little £10 drops only. Yeah. But I think, you know, when I look at a basket spend of one of my other stores that went live with Snappy, so the store basket spend was £8.53, and we've seen that go to £14 and 1p.
Wow.
So we've seen that basket spend increase because the customers think, well, it's free delivery. So I'll have this while I'm here, I'll have this while I'm here, and we've seen that basket increment. So we're launching it in this store next month. And I urge retailers to look at free delivery because that is the barrier to stopping people using your app. This will help it.
Definitely, and I think, as you said, making sure you have that minimum spend helps then to kind of make sure you're not losing on those costs.
You've obviously spoken about putting in some multi-packs into your chill section. How are you going to make that decision and use like data and insights to figure that out?
So when I look at multi-packs, I'm going to offer only a small range of multi-packs, and there's a reason for it, and a lot of it's down to space. So if we take an example, if we look at a Dr. Pepper 8-pack, that is more for, you know, not now, it's for later, but it takes up 2 rows of a 2-litre box. Where therefore, if I look at saying like a 4-pack, whether it be a Lucozade or a Red Bull, I think that's something that the builders will pick up on the way around. So I think there's more of an opportunity in multi-packs in the fridge there than there is a big 8-pack.
And how do you see that come into play with some of those larger multi-serves as well?
So I think it'll appeal to the builders because we get a lot of transient people here. So I think there's a lot to play in that. And I think people will think, well, I'm here now, it's cold, so I'll pick up a 4-pack, leave it in the van. So I'll have one now and maybe there's one tomorrow. And there is obviously a lot of play about this, is about the price point. So we'll see that one week it'll be a promotion, one week it won't be. So we'll flick the range on multi-packs around the promotion price. I think that plays in our favour, and for the customer they get value for money.
And I guess in terms of thinking about that dinner time occasion, which you're obviously trying to maximise, how do you see some of these larger bottles coming into play for that as well?
So I think on the journey that we're trying to create is, I think sometimes people forget the drink. So this going into the chilled on the way in, on their journey, I think now we'll see an increment of sales, and I'm hoping about 15% uplift in sales. But I'll soon find out in a week's time when the data starts coming in.
And I guess in terms of, as you say, there are lots of different moving factors into choosing what SKUs are going to go in there. What pieces of information are you going to use? Is it sales value? Is it units? Like what?
It'll always be units, because again, the sales value could be misleading because of promotions. So you always go with your top 10, 15 SKUs. So all the water will go in there, that's for definite. Then at the carbs, we'll look at the top selling SKUs, and then in the multi-packs, we'll look at that as well. I think there's even a conversation to put fruit shoot in there for the parent. So we'll look at the data this week.
Yeah, and as you say, I guess it's about really understanding who your shopper is.
Yeah. And we've got a lot of parents here, so we've got to think about that journey for them as well.
How have you seen alcohol sales fluctuate in the last few years? Do you think there's been a trend change?
I think there has been a trend change in the youngsters' generation, Gen Z. I think they're looking for healthier alternatives. And alcohol is declining year on year. I mean, I think this store's down by about 9% year on year on alcohol. But we are finding people are now looking for the zero alcohol. yet again, our range is limited compared to a bigger supermarket. So we do sell a little bit, but it's very little. It's a range I want to get into, but yet again, it's the supply chain are coming in. But alcohol sales are definitely going down. Multi-packs ain't as strong as they used to be at all. People are buying 4-packs.
And do you think in time you would look at the space that alcohol has and maybe look at whether soft drinks or adult soft drinks would take some of that space?
So in this store, it's optimised for space, so I don't see me decreasing it. If anything, I think it's a new range I think we need to look into of alcohol free. I do want to get to a bay, but the challenge is supply chain for me at the moment.
So you've obviously got an amazing range of fresh food available in this store.
Yep.
Do you think this helps drive footfall? Do consumers really value it?
So for us, it's more about a USP. There's no one around here that actually does what we do in a convenience store. So if you look at our Facebook page, you'll constantly I can get everything I want there. Naughty treats, kids, adults, everything. So we've slowly built into this, and it was a risk, but it's paying off. So milkshakes, we do 600-700 cups a month.
Wow,
milkshakes,
that's amazing.
So we went from for real, learned from there. Thought, well, why can't we do this? And yet again, the margins are great. We do jack potatoes, we do fresh hot donuts, we do pizza, we do fresh cakes, as you've seen on the way in. So we do a lot of fresh stuff, and the waste is very little.
That's amazing.
Very little, yes.
And you're then kind of offering all of those need states for consumers as well, whether that's food for now or food for later as well.
Yeah, that's it. And this is one of the other things about our delivery app. We're going to be putting this on there, and I think that's going to be one of our big drives.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dee, how do you choose to merchandise your fixture?
So in One Stop we get planograms, but a lot of it is logical sense. You would put energy with energy, carbonates with carbonates, sports with sports, water with water. So we get a lot of planograms from One Stop, so the team generally follow that, but then also the guiding principle is use common sense. You don't need 9 rows of something necessarily,
And would you then put the kind of top performing SKUs in the striped zone and make sure that they're at eye level for consumers?
Yeah, hence why Red Bull's at the top for us, because it's one of our top sellers here, and then it will just filter down.